So I wrote this book when I was going through a really challenging time, and the words in this book came to me in a moment of prayer. I was sort of just conversing with God. Conversing is not really the right word because I was kind of yelling at him. I was a little bit angry. I know you all are just dying for another gift guides. I'm going to tell you about some of the things that are in my shop that are available this year and that are just Catholic inspired. So great gifts for Catholics in your life. Our Advent product is this Advent devotional, and it basically has 7 different personal story contributors in it, and it walks you through all of Advent. So it's a little bit of a blur. I'm sorry, but you can kind of see it says first Sunday of Advent. It'll take you through with the different readings, and then I kind of picked other Bible verses that I thought reminded me of Advent and kind of spoke to different themes of it. And then there's 3 questions for each week. And then there's personal stories and then room for reflection. So it takes you all the way to the end of Advent. Nice, short, sweet. It's not anything that's going to be overwhelming. It's easy to do for busy people that don't have a ton of time to sit and reflect, but it's enough that it will kind of keep you immersed in Advent as you go along. I'm trying to think of like the youngest age I would give this to. I'd say like 16 or 17 is when the age I would start this with, and then obviously and beyond. So there's really meaningful personal stories that have been shared in here, and then also I included letters from a couple of saints who wrote on things that I thought were very applicable to Advent. So this is in my shop right now, this Advent devotional. So that's our only Advent product. So for Christmas gifts, I'm going to start with the books that I have in my shop. And this is my book for women, A Letter for You. And this is women of all ages, really. My daughter, who's 8, can relate to this book. And then my mom and if any of my grandmothers were living, they could relate to it as well. So it's for all women. And it is basically a book that is for anyone going through anything challenging or difficult that is in need of the comfort of God. So I wrote this book when I was going through a really challenging time, and the words in this book came to me in a moment of prayer. I was sort of just conversing with God. Conversing is not really the right word because I was kind of yelling at him. I was a little bit angry. And these are the words that came into my head immediately. And they were full of peace and comfort and love. So I know they weren't my own because that's not the place that I was in when I was speaking to God about this. So I really think He gave me these words to share with other women. And I hope that you will pick it up because it's a short read. But yeah, a short read. So it's something you can read every day. And it's great for just like sitting on the coffee table so that when you're having those difficult moments, you can just pick it up, flip through it, be reminded that you're not alone in what you're going through. And yeah, so a great gift for the moms in your life, for the teenagers in your life, all women. Great book here. And then I have books for children as well. So this is one of my books for children, Who is God? And it's a nice little nighttime book, like before bedtime book, where Mother B is just kind of explaining to her children who God is. And you can find all of my books are on my websites, but they're also on Amazon. And if you just type my name, Madeline Carrico, into Amazon, my book should come up on the first page, hopefully. This is my other book for children, A Letter for a Friend. And it is written from the perspective of, so Jesus is writing this letter to them and kind of talking about his time on earth and why he did what he did. And it's basically Jesus. I'll just read the back of it. But A Letter for a Friend was written to portray a letter from Jesus to every reader. In this letter, Jesus explains what it was like for him during his time on earth and what he thought and felt on his journey to the cross. So it's sort of my my way of explaining to children how much Jesus loves them in a way that's tangible and that they can understand. And all of the images in the book are my original watercolor paintings. So that's fun. The same goes for A Letter for You. Those are all my original watercolor paintings that I used to illustrate it. I also have ornaments in my shop. This year's ornament I made from one of my charcoal my original charcoal prints, and it's Joseph, Mary, and Baby Jesus. I also am selling the original print of this along with several other of my charcoal prints of the Holy Family. And the other ornaments that we sell in the shop, there's lots of different ones. They're all like this though, where they're the shiny kind of ceramic. They're really sturdy. and my kids have dropped them and thrown them, and they've survived. So a nice sturdy ornament. We have an Our Lady of Guadalupe ornament in this style. We have a St. Therese ornament in this style. My best seller by far of ornaments each year is my miscarriage ornaments that have a quote from St. Zelie Martin that says, "We shall find our little ones again up above." And that ornament is a great ornament to give to anyone who's had child loss in the past year and wants to remember that child on Christmas in a respectful, dignified way that just kind of brings the whole family in together. And um, it's a very popular ornament. I sell a lot of those each year. And the other items that I have, as usual, are my prayer cards that are nice gifts to stick into stockings. And I also have my pillowcases, my guardian angel pillowcases for kids. So those are basically my top sellers. Oh, my Saint dolls are also I love them. I think they're really fun and special. My kids have helped me design them over the years, and they've collected a lot. Here's one example of one of my Saint dolls. So it's hard to see with the glare, but it's Jesus is risen on the back. It always says the name of who it is. So here's Saint Mary Magdalene, and then it usually has like a little quote of that saint on the back, and they're just these little squishies. So, and you can choose to have their eyes like more realistic, like this one, or you can choose to have them kind of just cutesy, like this one here. So that's the Virgin Mary, or the Blessed Virgin Mary, and then on the back, yeah. So lots of fun gifts for everyone in your life, really. So let me know in the comments what your favorite item was that I mentioned. Again, I have a lot of miscarriage items in my shop, not just a lot of sacred art in my shop. So when you order a print from me, this is essentially what it will look like. So this is a print of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. So it's like a thick watercolor print. And as you can see, it's very, like you can see all the details. The print is really high quality, high resolution. And then I also sell smaller sizes. So here's the image of the Holy Family that was on the ornament. And this is in the smaller size. So again, it's that thick watercolor paper, and it kind of has a watercolor paper texture to it. So that's what my sacred art looks like in my shop. Thanks so much for sitting with me with this gift guide, and know that anything that you purchase from my shop is from a Catholic family that's just trying to share their faith with the world. So thank you for that.